Well, why don't you tell me now, in that case, what is art in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of a big a big question. This runs into like one of my recurring frustrations, which is the demand for art to give way to language, right?
Mm-hmm.
What like language is sort of in my mind this really good, but really sort of like good in its own way, but bad in another way, like necessary evil. Like we needed
Languages.
to, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, because it sort of gives you the illusion of knowing more than you know. Um, and like I say, I'm not anti-language, but I'm sort of skeptical of language being able to convey everything that is there. I mean, it's sort of like I noticed that language, at least, and maybe this is just my ignorance, language is sort of held up as this, all right, art, explain yourself. But no one really asks that about a song, you know? Like, oh, it's a great song. Like, why is it great? It's like, oh, it sounds really good.
Uh-huh.
It's really nice. These are sort of like good, nice. These are sort of simple words that kind of convey a lot. And I feel like on some level, people are trying to wrestle art to the ground with language and sort of shake it into like making sense
Mm-hmm.
in a
Mm-hmm.
linguistic frame. And I mean, there are people that do a pretty good job of making sense with it, but I mean, this is just sort of my bias, but I'm skeptical of I'm skeptical of language being able to do what everyone demands it to do. I
Mm-hmm.
think
Mm-hmm.
people don't really acknowledge the inherent limits of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of you get into sort of like definitional problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone knows what a chair is,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then when you started trying to codify like the rules of what a chair is,
Mm-hmm.
then you realize like they're not hard and fast rules.
Mm-hmm.
There's sort of general things that we kind of agree on, and then there's like the blurry area where we'll all disagree. It's sort of
Mm-hmm.
like the what there was that sort of meme argument going around about, is a taco a sandwich? You
Uh-huh.
know, like it's like I don't know. Like you're gonna get into like weird sort of discussions about two pieces of bread, or is a fold
Mm-hmm.
over, is an open
Mm-hmm.
faced sandwich like a
Mm-hmm.
taco or a sandwich? And so you get into you start to realize the limits of language in that way.
Uh-huh.
And so I feel like, to me, that's where you start to veer. It doesn't mean that the questions aren't worth asking. They're
Mm-hmm.
really, really interesting questions. But I think people, it's important to have a certain amount of like humility going into those kinds of